Hey there guys, what is going on? Welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. In the last episode, we made it to Destiny Island, and I showed you guys how to level up a little bit. So now you guys know how to level up. And by the way, I know I said to make it to like level 10 or 11, but I only made it to level 9 using Wakka. And for details on how to level up using Wakka, which is the little kid in front of me, you can check back on the last episode. You pretty much have to hit the ball he throws back at you, and you get 1 experience point for doing it. And it's very slow pace. But as I explained in the last video, if you take your time to level up here, because most people just breeze right through here and they don't bother leveling up or anything, because there's not really any enemies to fight until later. But if you take your time and duel Wakka and hit his ball back at him, you get 1 experience each time you deflect his ball, sometimes 2 for his power throw. And you can level up fairly quickly in about 30 minutes, so it's pretty quick. But I wouldn't recommend going above 9. You can if you want, but it is a pretty long process. It starts taking like 15 minutes to level. So for now, I would just recommend to get to level 9. And again, this is really going to help you out. It's going to make the beginning of the game a whole lot easier. As if you know, are pretty overpowered.
But if you were to just
skip through and breeze through the Destiny Islands and not bother leveling up, it would be a little bit the boss that you don't have to beat. You can actually lose to him and continue the game. But if you take your time to level up now, you should be able to beat him. And trust me, it's definitely worth it to beat him. So I would highly
get to level 9.
And I'll show you guys the next leveling up spot whenever I get to it. But for now,
2 abilities.
I use the rod. Now, depending on what you chose at the beginning of the game, whether it was the rod, the sword, or the shield, you will learn different abilities. I chose the rod, so the first ability you're going to learn is Stun Impact. Has a 30% chance of unleashing a finishing combo attack that renders surrounding enemies unconscious. So this is a very good attack. You learn it at level 6 if you pick the rod. And then you learn Treasure Magnet at level 9. And I know at level 9, if you pick the sword, you learn Scan, which is really useful. It reveals how much HP the enemies have that you're fighting. But yeah, I chose the rod, so these are the 2 abilities I learned. You learn 1 at level 6 and then the other at level 9. Alright, so now that we got all that down,
we also
collected the ingredients needed to return to Kairi. But before we do that, let's head up here to Tidus again and do that 3-on-1 battle that we could have done earlier, but we were at too low of a level. So now that we've leveled up, go ahead and take care of this. After you beat all 3 of the little kids, if you talk to Tidus, he will give you the option to do you 3 against me. So go ahead and run it.
Let's get it!
You want to back them into a corner if you can. And there it is. That was that Stun Impact. that's how you do it. So for winning the 3-on-1 battle, you get a potion, and you can keep fighting them as long as you want to level up, but I'm not going to do that for now. And before we move on, there is one more person that we can duel, and you guessed it, it's Riku. So go ahead and head inside the Seaside Shack, or let me show you guys. You can actually jump on the roof in order to reach it. So if you don't feel like going in there and waiting on that loading screen, you can jump up here and then up here, just like that. Alright, so we saved the best for last. We're going to duel Riku.
Take that!
Don't tell me you're giving up already. Come on! Hey!
Take that!
You still don't got it.
Now be very careful not to fall off the island, because if you fall off, you lose.
Don't tell me you're giving up already. My turn. Hey! Hey! Come on! Hey! You still don't got it. Hey!
Take that!
Come on! Hey! Don't tell me you're giving up already.
Come on!
You still don't got it. Don't tell me. My turn. Come on. Don't tell me you're giving up already. Hey. Come on. My turn. Come on.
And there he goes. Also, after winning, the score will be 1-0 or 0-1 if you lost. You also get a potion each time you defeat Riku, so you can actually keep defeating either Riku or the 3 kids together to stock up on potions. But I really don't need to do that right this second. So yeah, we have now dueled everybody here and won. Riku was probably the toughest of them all. So now that we have that taken care of, let's jump down here and talk to Kairi, now that we have all of the stuff. She will give you a high potion for your hard work, and then choose to call it a day. And this will advance the main story.
So, Kairi's home is out there somewhere, right?
Could be. We'll never know by staying here.
But how far could a raft take us?
Who knows? If we have to, we'll think of something else.
So, suppose you get to another world. What would you do there?
Well, I haven't really thought about it. It's just, I've always wondered why we're here, on this island. If there are any other worlds out there. Why did we end up on this one? And suppose there are other worlds. Then ours is just a little piece of something much greater. So, we could have just as easily ended up somewhere else, right?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's why we need to go out there and find out. Just sitting here won't change a thing. It's the same old stuff. So let's go.
You've been thinking a lot lately, haven't you?
Thanks to you. If you hadn't come here, I probably would have never thought of any of this. Kairi, thanks.
You're welcome.
Sora! You wanted one, didn't you?
A Palpu fruit?
If two people share one, their destinies become intertwined. They'll remain a part of each other's lives, no matter what. Come on, I know you want to try it.
What are you talking?
It's nice to see you, this one. What? Wake up, Goofy! Wake up! This is serious!
Hey there, Donald. Good morning.
We got a problem, Goofy. But don't tell anyone.
Oh, Queen Minnie?
Not even the Queen.
Daisy?
No! It's top secret.
Oh, good morning, ladies.
What?
Alright, so after the cutscenes, you'll see that King Mickey has left his castle at Walt Disney, or Disney Castle, and you'll be on Destiny Islands, day number 2. Alright, so today is pretty much just like the last day. We're going to be collecting some items. You can also keep dueling Waka, Selphie, and Tidus if you want. I would suggest to talk to him.
Me and Tidus, we are gonna do a little exploring today. You know, to the secret place at the base of that tree. There's gotta be something there, yeah?
And Waka will tell you of the secret place at the base of the tree. If you talk to him some more, he'll even give you some tips. And you can duel him some more if you want.
Hey, Sora, have you heard about the legendary power of the Palpu fruit? They say if you share it with someone you really care for, it binds you together forever and ever. through eternity. It's so romantic. I gotta try it sometime.
You can also talk to Selphie again and choose to duel her, or you can talk to her and see what's on her mind. And finally, let's go find Tidus. Now Tidus is in a new spot. He's not up that ladder anymore. Instead, he's out on the island where Riku was.
I think you've gotten stronger, but odds are you're still no match for Riku. We took him on 3-1 last time, and he whipped us all. Well, I guess Kairi can always count on him.
Kind of funny, we beat Riku already, and we beat them on 3-on-1. Alright, so now that we talked to them, it's time to get down to business. Head through the door where Kairi was standing before, and this will take you to the Cove area, which is a new area of Destiny Islands. Now, you might want to save the game if you're a bit worried about this. As soon as you enter this door, you'll see Riku to the right. Now, talking to him will initiate a race where you have to race Riku. And if you win, you can name the raft. If you win, you name the raft whatever you want to name it. And if you lose, Riku names the raft Highwind. So if you really want to name the raft, whatever you want to name it, I would suggest to save your game, because if you lose, you won't get a second chance to name the raft. However, you can keep racing him over and over and over, and each time you win, you get something called a Pretty Stone, which you can sell for 100 money later on in the game. So this is a good way to stock up on some items so that you can sell them as soon as we get to an area where we can actually sell our items. That way, as soon as we start the actual game, you know, we'll have a good amount of money in our pocket to buy whatever you want. So first of all, let's talk to Riku and get the first race going. Here's where you can name the raft. Now, take note, I don't want to spoil anything, but this name will actually be the name of your ship later on. So don't think that this is just some little raft you're naming. It's actually the name of your airship that you're going to be getting later on. So name it whatever you want. Now, the race is going to be all the way across this part of the island. And then you have to head up on the trees and touch the yellow star at the other end. And then you have to make it all the way back to the beginning.
I'm captain. And if you win...
I get to share the Palpu with Kairi.
Huh?
Deal? The winner gets to share a Palpu with Kairi.
Wait a minute.
Okay, on my count.
Alright, so I'm going to show you the fastest way to take. Also be careful because the ground is unstable on this little dock-like thing. So go ahead and take the bottom way and cut straight across the water right here. Now the next part's kind of tricky. You need to time your jumps just right. Make sure you don't fall off. Then make sure you touch the star so that it glows. Jump back down. You can jump along the tree tops, but this way is faster. Now be careful here. You want to jump early. Oh. Oh, and he beat me. No way. Oh well, it ain't no big deal. I guess we're gonna call the raft Highwind. He got lucky. I usually always win. I don't care about the name of the raft though, honestly. But we do need to race him again. And the more you win, each time you win, you get a pretty stone that you can sell for 100 gil. So I would suggest to race him a couple times. I usually stock up on about 20. I race him about 20 times. That way, as soon as we get to the next area where we can sell our items, you have an automatic $2,000. And this thing is not lighting up. I love how they rip you off. And there you go. It's really easy when you get the hang of it, but every time you win you get a new pretty stone, and again you can sell pretty stones for 100 gil. So if you collect 20 of them, that's 2,000 gil right off the bat at the beginning of the game. Now I would highly suggest to get 20, at least 10 pretty stones, but if you can, try to get 20, so that way you can have some gil, or money to spend. I don't know why I keep calling it gil. You can sell it for 100 money. So try to get at least 20 pretty stones, so win 20 times against Riku, and that will make sure you get 2,000 money right at the beginning of the game to spend on whatever you want. And it's really crucial because you're broke at the beginning of the game, so that's a really good head start on cash. So yeah, just keep racing him, and I'm gonna wait till the end of this video to race him again. But for now, let's quickly go over here. Now if you look to the left here, you'll see that there is a hole in the wall up there, and if you look hard you'll see there's a chest in there. Now this is the only chest in Destiny Islands. So in order to get it, walk over to this wooden crate here and press triangle to lift it up. Then throw it and jump up and pull yourself up. Go ahead and open up the chest for a protect chain. Now you can equip that right off the bat if you want. It increases, or it slightly raises your defense. Now let's head to the left and talk to Kairi. We need to find 1 seagull egg, 3 mushrooms, 2 coconuts, and 3 fish. And we have to fill this up with drinking water, but not from the ocean. And we obtain an empty bottle. Alright, so if you need help finding anything, or you're having trouble finding anything, you can talk to her and she'll give you clues. So I'll show you quickly where to get everything. You can get the coconuts by striking the palm trees directly behind you. And you have to wait for the coconut that's green to fall, because the brown ones don't count. You have to have a fresh coconut. And there's another one. So keep striking the different trees. If the brown ones fall, you strike another tree until you see green, and then pick up the green one. So there's our 2 coconuts. Now the first mushroom, if you push this boulder here, behind it you'll find the first mushroom. And then jump back up. And to the left of the watchtower is the second mushroom. Now let's make our way back to the beginning of the area. And head back to the first area. Now if you head off into the water, you'll see some fish swimming around. We need 3 fish, so there's the first one. And there's the third one. Alright, now we have 3 fish. Next up, we need 1 seagull egg. So if you jump onto the top of the shack, you'll see above the palm tree is an egg up there. In order to get it, you want to jump at this little skinny tree right here. It's kind of annoying to get on it, but once you get on top, climb to the very top, hold back on the analog stick and press circle. Oh, overshot it. And there's our seagull egg. Alright, that leaves one mushroom and some fresh drinking water. So for the fresh drinking water, jump down into the pond and walk up to the waterfall. And there's your drinking water. Finally, head into the secret place and head to the very back. Here you'll find the last mushroom off to the right.
Well, who's there?
I've come to see the door to this world.
Huh?
This world has been connected.
Well, what are you talking about?
Tied to the darkness. Soon to be completely eclipsed.
Well, whoever you are, stop freaking me out like this. Huh? Well, where did you come from?
You do not yet know what lies beyond the door.
So you're from another world.
There is so very much to learn. You understand so little.
Oh yeah? Well, you'll see. I'm gonna get out and learn what's out there.
A meaningless effort. One who knows nothing can understand nothing.
Alright, so after the creepy cutscene, you can examine the door behind you, but you can't do anything yet. Alright, so now that we have all the ingredients, you can return to Kairi if you want. However, remember what I said about racing Riku. Once you return that stuff to Kairi, you won't be able to race Riku anymore. So if I were you, I would at least race him at least 10 times so that you can sell those pretty stones you get for winning for 100 money. If you win at least 10 times, that's a guaranteed 1,000 money. I'm going to be racing them 20 times because I like to have 2,000 money right off the beginning of the game. So it does take about 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes. But like I said, if you do these little things here at Destiny Islands and you take your time here, it will make the majority of the game a whole lot easier. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and race Riku and get 20 pretty stones. That way we can sell them when we get to the next area. And yeah, just remember, once you turn the items you just gathered into Kairi, you will no longer be able to race Riku. So if you want to race Riku for the pretty stones that you can sell later for 100 money, I would suggest to do that now before talking to Kairi. And that's going to conclude this episode of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. I'll see you guys next time where we continue on to the game.